Hello everyone! Today, a leaf hat. I like it that way. Hello everyone! My name is Barbara and I'm a Polish girl who lives in Ireland. This is my Knitting I Love channel where I show you my knitting finished objects. And today I'm happy to say that I'm showing you my own design that is going to be for the first time paid for pattern, but just under €4. A quick info, this hat was inspired by me watching Downton Abbey, also inspired by Canadian Cal because I have Canadian wool and buttons over here, so I thought you would like to know that. If you like this hat, the link is down below to Ravelry page where you can download it and enjoy it! My pattern. Let's talk about the pattern a bit. So what do you need to knit this hat? What I used circular needles, 100 centimeters, wire which is 42 inches, and that's 2.25 millimeter needles, which is US size 1. Of course, if you fancy enough, you can use DPNs, that's fine too, or 40 centimeters circular needles, which will be like 16 inches, I presume, maybe, and you can just work in round. I like 100 centimeter wire, so 42 inches, because I can flatten and I can show you my whips work in progress on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram, Knitting I Love. The second thing what you need is yarn, and the yarn that I picked is fingering weight yarn because we have tiny needles. So I wanted to go with a kind of nice tonal, can I say tonal? I think it's tonal color, which is a grey color, and I used Woolcraft yarn, and this is shade 44. So approximately for just ribbing brim section, you need 25 to 30 grams. I used, I think, 25 grams, so I put it a little bit higher just in case you want to make this hat bigger, but it's kind of stretchy, so no worries. The second part of the hat, this lovely green color, is again fingering yarn, and this time is Julie Asselin Canadian dyer. The color is jade. Now, so we have over here, that's quite unusual, we have 115 grams, which is 385 meters, 420 yards in this yarn. So I used, for this part, I used approximately 35 to 45 grams. So what I can tell you about the blend is quite similar. Both of them, they have wool which is superwash, which basically means I could put it into the washing machine and wash it in the soft wool cycle, I presume, but I'm not going to do it anyway. This one has 75% superwash wool plus 25% polyamide, and this one has 80% superwash merino wool and 20% nylon. That's that. If you have a pattern, if you have needles and you have yarn, you're almost settled, okay? The next thing would be one thing that we love as knitters, and that will be our bags. And the bag that I picked for this project is handmade by Deanne. I will leave links down below in the show notes, so check it out. I will leave a link to her shop and this amazing bag. I love it. I love it because of 3 reasons. Because of the size, it's perfect. I love this size. This is my size. Second of all, the way it's made, it's really solid, really nicely done. I could kind of pull it on. I know nothing is going to be ripped out of this bag. And second of all, what I like it here is that it has 2 colors. So for me, it's like 2 in 1, and I love it. In regard to this pattern, we have a brim. I call it a brim. I hope I call it right. And we have 3 options to have this brim done. We can have a ribbing, which I write it down. We can choose the version that this section under the leaf could be made for buttons or not. There's something else, a bit of surprise over there too, so check it out if you can. And because I picked buttons, I got these amazing buttons. They are perfect. They're handmade, a pottery. So I picked these buttons. As you can see, I have more, so I definitely will try to figure out something new in the future, definitely. But here on the screen and down below you have a link to a shop if you're interested and you want to have a fancy thing on your hat. Go check it out. As you can see, I picked a flower and 2 leaves. And once you do this lovely section, you go up and you have 2 versions. One is a written pattern, the other one is a chart. And I would say that even though we're using fingering weight yarn, this hat is not really a sock head hat. It would be still a beanie because it's nicely fitted. I presume we can make it slouchy if you use a bigger size needles, or you can even make it bigger, but just to, I'll show you. It still kind of goes up. But to make it more girly, you definitely can make a pom-pom and stick it up here. That would look cool. I'm so proud of myself in regards to the creases because I'm not really a fan to have loads of stitch markers in regards hats. When I have to, I try to minimize that, like to maximum 5, I think, because normally you have to have an odd number, isn't it? But in this hat, there's something different done. You do not need markers to create the creases, and that's interesting. So basically, you have written instruction, and through the whole project, you can use 1 or 3 markers. 1 to mark the beginning and the end of the row, and then you can mark this section for a leaf over here with 1 and another one. That's basically what I write in the pattern. So you have 3. You just need 3. It is different, isn't it? It is. I knitted it quite fast. The only thing that I really didn't think through was that I actually would want to write down a pattern and, you know, presented it to you. So yeah, I had the difficulty to write a proper kind of instructions and everything like that, but I have to give a special thanks to my test knitters who are spot on everything. And what I can say, I did not leave anyone left out without finding an error in this pattern. So it's polished really well. So I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you like this hat. Please go down, details down below, because I created this page for pattern because I want to organize giveaways, give it for free. I'm not sure you're watching it now, but if you do, and it's the day that I publish this video, go straight away or rapidly because I want to set this pattern for free for 48 hours. Well, meant to be 24, but with my luck of going into setting stuff in the shops, I presume will be 48. So do that, but no worries. So if you miss it, don't worry. I'm going to try to organize the discounts for this pattern. 50%. I know, I think 50 is something that my heart is pumping if I see any designer doing 50% off. I know. So that's that, and this will be up until my next episode. Because if you don't know, if you're first time on this channel, I also have a podcast. Podcast is something that I talk a little bit longer for like an hour. If you survive me talking for that long, feel free to subscribe. Just see my short videos, finished objects if you're interested. What I knitted, I would encourage you to go into my playlist because there's more things over there. You have a playlist with free patterns, with hats, with shawls, with socks, with toys. So go, feel free, feel like at home, and I hope to see you next time. Bye! Oh yeah, don't forget to go and find me on Instagram if you're there. Oh, use the hashtag knittingILove hat. Any other projects you do? Just knittingILove. Bye. Nice mess. So now, in regards to pattern, you probably know, if you don't know, I know 2 styles of knitting.